There's a famous quote that says, "Men are not afraid of things, but of how they view them." You know that feeling when something seems too good to be true? When it looks like a lot has happened in your favor recently, so it's suspicious. Some people can't get over this feeling. As soon as something favorable happens to them, they turn their faces to the dark side and get anxious. People who have an irrational aversion to being happy suffer from something called cherophobia. It comes from the Greek word chairo, which means I rejoice. It basically means that they are afraid to participate in anything fun. It's not the activities that are scary. It's the fear that if you let go and are happy and carefree, then something terrible is about to happen. Now let's dig into the causes of cherophobia. Human beings are capable of adopting an infinity of lenses from which to perceive and value life, for good and for bad. This causes relatively rare cases in which individuals adopt mentalities that seem to be far from common sense. As in the case with most psychological phenomena, there's not a single cause that leads directly to the fear of the disease. Instead, there are several possible causes that makes it more or less likely falling into the state of mind. One of the causes that have been hypothesized for part of these cases has to do with the pressure that exists today when practically forcing everyone to be happy all the time, as if it were part of their work and responsibilities. Feeling that link between happiness and obligations in certain cases can cause aversion. Another of the explanatory hypotheses of cherophobia is based on the idea that people who experience it are afraid to be happy at first and then see how all that happiness falls apart. The feeling of loss that would result from this is anticipated and generates so much discomfort that completely renounces the pretense of being happy, even avoiding falling into this state by chance. Now let's have a look at the common signs of cherophobia. Someone who has cherophobia isn't necessarily a sad person. This myth has to be dispelled. Instead, they can be identified by their tendency to avoid activities that could lead to happiness or joy. Here are some symptoms associated with cherophobia health-wise. Rejecting opportunities that could lead to positive life changes due to the fear that something bad is going to follow. Experiencing anxiety at the thought of going to a joyful social gathering, like a party, concert, or other similar event. Refusal to engage in activities that's known for a fact to be fun. It's also useful to know that there are two personality traits that are most likely to attract a fear of happiness. The first one is introversion. The second one is perfectionism. Since cherophobia is strongly linked with avoiding potentially happy and fun situations, introversion is an ideal environment for allowing it to flourish. That in no way means that any large number of introverts have cherophobia. Simply that someone who might have experienced a past traumatic event or some other trigger event which could cause cherophobia to develop is more likely to develop the phobia because their behavior supports its development. Quite different is the perfectionist, who has also been shown to be more susceptible for cherophobia. This is likely because a perfectionist might become conditioned to believe that being happy means you're settling or being lazy. Therefore, sees happiness as a threat which can keep them from maintaining their edge. Now, what's the best treatment for cherophobia? Cherophobia is often the result of people trying to protect themselves. The irrational need to protect oneself may stem from a past conflict, tragedy, or trauma. Fortunately, cherophobia is neither depression nor a neurological disorder, so the psychological intervention should be able to make this form of discomfort subside, almost all of it in a relatively short period of time. In general, the aversion to happiness is related to the fact of clinging to adaptive belief and an unhealthy lifestyle that generates psychological wear. If cherophobia is affecting quality of life, seeking treatment with a doctor can often help. Cognitive behavioral therapy and relaxation strategies such as deep breathing, journaling, or exercising are some of the options. It may take time. However, with continued treatment, you may be able to conquer your fears. Hey, if you liked this video, please like, subscribe, and click the bell icon to receive new video updates.